Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today it is a beautiful spring day. There's fish up shallow spawning, and I wanted to talk about 3 mistakes that a lot of people, including myself, make during the spring when the fish are up shallow spawning. And not all fish spawn at the same exact time, which is one thing that we're going to be talking about. But in general, when the fish are up spawning, these are 3 big mistakes. So let's get started. So I kind of already spoiled the first mistake in the intro where I was talking about, not all fish are going to spawn at the same exact time. And that's the first mistake that people make during the spawn, the heat of the spawn, is that they assume they need to be fishing for the fish that are actually on the beds. However, especially in tournament fishing, the best big female bites that you're looking for are oftentimes very close to those spawning areas, but you need to use kind of a different approach. So instead of actually fishing for the fish that are on the beds, up shallow, maybe spawning around, isolated cover on shallow flats, start to really focus and at least try some of the cover that is a little bit deeper, so close to those shallow spawning areas, but maybe it's like a brush pile out a little bit deeper that's nearby. Those type of situations are a great way to target bigger than average fish during the spawn. And I see so many people catching small fish off of the bed, those bucks on the bed, and they totally avoid those bigger bites out a little bit deeper. All right, so the next mistake that a lot of people make during the spawn is that they fish too slow. And I'm guilty of this too, believe me. I like to be real methodical and use presentations like wacky rigs or Ozark rigs or Texas rigs and cast to like those likely areas where a bed is made. However, using a reaction technique, a moving bait that you can cover a lot of water, is a really, really good way to not only get strikes from fish that are spawning, that are real aggressive and looking to protect their bed, but also from bigger pre-spawn fish and even post-spawn fish as well. So something like this right here, a swim jig, is a really, really good presentation. There's a handful of really good baits that you can use as search baits during the spring, and a swim jig is like at the top of the list. But that is one of the biggest mistakes that I see people make, is that they're not fishing fast enough. I mean, you want to cover water. Not all pockets, not all spawning pockets or bays are created equal. So you want to keep moving until you find those areas that are holding the bigger fish or the most amount of fish that are up and spawning. So a lot of people just really slow down, but that really cuts down on your efficiency and being able to find the juice. The third mistake that I see people make, and this is one that I don't make very often because I don't like to sight fish as much. It's fun, don't get me wrong, sight fishing, actually seeing the fish, respond to your bait. You can see there's a 10-pounder on the bed and you work it for a while, and when you do get that fish to bite, if you do get it to bite, it's pretty rewarding. However, I honestly think that just always sight fishing is a big mistake, because a lot of my best catches have come off of fish that were on the bed, but I didn't know that the bed was actually there. I was just casting to high percentage areas. And I think that this mistake, it really corresponds with water clarity. I think that too many people seek out the clear water areas on a lake, and sometimes those are situations where those fish are harder to catch because they're more pressured and they've, more people have seen them and fished for those fish. So I like to search out the dirty water areas of a lake. And I essentially am just making high percentage casts to the same type of areas that I think that the fish are spawning in, like a lay down on the bank in the back of a pocket, or a stump on a shallow flat in the back of a pocket. Those sort of things where I'm pretty sure there's a bass spawning next to that cover, and I'm just going to be making blind cast to those specific spots. And let me tell you, once you get an eye for the type of areas that fish spawn in, you could pretty much call your shots during the spring, and they're way more aggressive when you're not actually visually sight casting to them because they don't see you either. So their guard is down and they're more likely to attack a bait. But anyways, guys, and I know the lighting's probably been terrible in this video, so I apologize for that. I'll try to fix it in post. But anyways, those are 3 different mistakes that I've made and many people make during the spawn that really are limiting your ability to have more success during the spring. So anyways, guys, let me know what you think about these 3 mistakes, and have you made these mistakes? And if you have any suggestions, I'd love to hear it in the comment section below. And also, if you have a topic you want me to cover in a future video, drop that comment. And you know, I like to answer all the questions I can, so drop your question or your topic in the comment section below. Anyways, other than that, make sure you like, share, subscribe. I'm going to see you out on the water. Trust the process, everybody.